One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Welcome into Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. We are in a special today because we have a great fun announcement what's going on at the latter part of this week. So I'm your host, Ahman Green, Green Packer all-time leading rusher, and got my good friend and pal, my man Akaro Shinaru next door. It goes also by the name of Alan. He's a cool dude. You gotta get to know him. He's really good at Fortnite and some other games. And we are on a special episode, like I mentioned in the title. It reads what it reads: Road to Orlando for the esports series championship. So we're talking youth esports going on that I will be a part of this week, and we have a fantastic special guest today to bring along with us on this ride down that fun rabbit hole of esports topics and video game things that we always talk about on the show, but we're going to be centralized talking about Little League esports pretty much. So we're going to bring in our special guest. It is Jaemi, community and tournament specialist for the ESC that's going on in Orlando, Florida. Jaemi, how you doing? And what is going on this week starting, I believe, Wednesday, June 25th, where we both will be in the same space then, putting on a fun event. But you're going to have questions. We got information for everybody tuning in today to see what's going on down at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. And so, Jaemi, I will hand it off to you.
Yes, hello. My name's Jaemi. Thank you all for having me on this amazing podcast. Thank you, Ahman. Super grateful to be here and super excited to spread the news and joy about youth esports and everything. So, really excited to see everyone in person and also you in person on this Thursday. Day 1 is Thursday. So, Wednesday is going to be our day 0 where we get to know each other and, chill before all the hecticness happens and all that kind of stuff there. Yes,
indeed. And I'll be commentating. And so I think, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, Jaemi, no problem with that. I think it might be Marvel Rivals going on, a little bit of Fortnite, a little bit of Mario Kart, some Super Smash Bros. And I would say maybe Rocket League is usually the main usual suspects to esports championship or esports tournament weekend going on. So we're going to have those games in participation at the tournament?
For sure. You definitely named a few that we're going to be highlighting, but there are some games that you did definitely miss also. So for the first few days, we're going to be going heavy and strongly on our Battle Royale games. So everyone loves the Battle Royales, the Fortnite, the Apex, the big drops, we're going to have 100 kids at once in one room playing and competing in the high level Fortnite. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in a room with 100 Fortnite kids before, but it's
close to it. Not that many though. There's gonna be a first time for that for sure.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Same thing with the Apex players next. It's gonna be super exciting. After we have the Apex, we have our Minecraft Bed Wars competitions, which is super duper interesting. We decided that we wanted to bring some Minecraft Bed Wars into the competitive esports space, which has never been done before at the professional, higher tier level yet. So we made our own rule sets and all that kind of stuff, and was able to create something super cool for the players. Really cool to see that entry level kind of gameplay because, who doesn't love Minecraft? Who doesn't play Minecraft, right? And allowing people to entry themselves into what is a team sport, what is it like to play a team esports game. After that, on Saturday and Sunday, we have our team games, which are Valorant, Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, and Rocket League, of course.
Gotcha. And so real quick, could you share the website of the event and also the Twitch channel that'll be hosting the event that come Thursday?
Yes, of course. We can go ahead and share the website really quickly. I'll go ahead and share that in the chat with everyone. Perfect. Oh, thank you, Akato. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And so it'll be on nationals.gg. That's where you can find it. On the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ESC and Nationals going on Thursday till Sunday. And so there will be championships handed out. There will be superior competition. But it is like my dream right now to be a part of this thing because this is something I saw, Jaemi. If you don't know if Morris didn't tell you everything about me, but a little bit about me, I was an esports coach at 2 universities in the last since COVID. One is at Lakeland University. That was my first stop. Was there for almost 2 years, almost 2.5 years. Got a championship in Madden and got a ton of playoff berths in some of the games that are going to be competed at this week and weekend, and some of the games and like Rainbow Six Siege and other games were playoff berths as well. So in the back of my head, I always knew Little League, like where is it? Like we need it in America. It needs to be a thing because obviously that's where I started in my football background. I started in Pop Warner tackle football. Before that was flag football. So for me to be a part of this, it just tickles my little 10-year-old inside of me, understanding that now we have stuff for kids that are like elementary age on up that they could come and qualify for and compete in and find out where they stand, amongst their peers in these games. And so the one game that is kind of new to me, what you mentioned, was the Minecraft bed something.
Yeah, Bed Wars.
Bed Wars. So you gotta feel I'm 49, so I'm a little seasoned in this this conversation. Fill me in on a little bit of that, because I know I'm gonna buy. I could find out obviously tonight and then be ready for it for Thursday in the commentation.
Yeah, for sure. So Minecraft Bed Wars is a game mode that Hypixel originally created. And that's a game mode in not Fortnite, Minecraft, that people in Minecraft play. So what it is, it's a team of 4. It's a 4v4v4v4. So 16 players, 4 different teams competing against each other at once. Super duper cool. It's a really nice game because it teaches the players how to communicate properly, but also you'll notice that there's a different role on the team. So there's something for everyone. So for example, when you're playing in Minecraft, like just regular Minecraft, there's the farmer that stays at home that makes the food for everyone. There's the person that goes out and does the fighting. There's the one that builds, and there's the people that just relax and chill and be like, what's everyone doing? And that's exactly what your roles in Minecraft Bed Wars are. So you'll see the player that stays behind, that guards the place, and it's like, guys, someone's about to attack our base and everything. You got to come back. Or being like, guys, we're going to go attack ourselves this time. Or the person that just, builds around their base to protect it. So it's really, really cool. It's kind of like capture the flag a little bit, but instead of a flag, it's destroying a bed. And then, whoever is at the end wins.
Amazing. That is fun. To play for Minecraft, which I played that with a few of my nieces, or one of my nieces in particular, where we built a aquarium and a house years ago, probably like almost 10 years ago, like 8 years ago. I thought that was fun, a great fun game to do, and obviously kind of cultivating that I say gaming sense, because you get awareness, and then obviously you're picking up all the little details of mining your keyboard and mouse, and how you use that, what buttons to press, and how you get that dexterity of your fingers of making sure hitting this button fast and quick, and what movements you got to learn just with your arms and your fingers playing these games out here. So Akado, you got any questions for Jaemi? Oh, Mike. My
bad. I knew that was
good.
needed. I think I played something like Bed Wars on Fortnite. Did that originate on Minecraft, or did it originate on Fortnite?
Yeah, it originated in Minecraft, maybe definitely before Fortnite was ever a thing. I know Fortnite is one of the newer games, I guess you could say, out of the ones that we offer. But yeah,
for
Minecraft
Bed Wars, for like the customs, is that like a custom game in Fortnite? Or I think there are variations of Bed Wars in Fortnite as well.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like Fortnite's kind of like Roblox, where you can create your own maps and everything and create game modes like that, so people can play. Like you can play Among Us in Fortnite, which is crazy. But yeah, Minecraft Bed Wars is a game that was created in Minecraft that just became really popular off of the platform Hypixel. Our team developed a arena itself that is private and safe for the kids to compete in a healthy environment, and make sure that our rule sets are fair for everyone. So yeah. Bed Wars is goated, definitely goated. It's something that I think is a great entry point to video games and esports, especially, with parents being hesitant on video games sometimes because they're like, oh my gosh, Call of Duty. I don't know about that one, And then, but every kid plays Minecraft. Every kid goes in, builds blocks, creates that aquarium that you did with your niece, and then you learn that there's so much more to it. And it's a great entry level to learn how to communicate with your teammates properly, how to learn how to do the mechanical stuff that transfers, or how to even use a mouse and keyboard. Most kids, don't even know how to type properly anymore because they're all texting or they're all using the controllers. So learning how to use the mouse and keyboard so that it can be translated to other things, which is super cool.
You're basically saying the words on my heart. Like with my 10-year-old mind is loving this, because I remember. So this happened to me when I was in the 2nd grade in Los Angeles, California, at 42nd Elementary School. A local high school, Crenshaw High School, opened up. They had the first computer lab in the inner city in Los Angeles in 1984, and they opened up their computer lab where they had the Apple II PC. And we were 2nd graders that would walk to the high school once a week for the first semester of that year to get basic IT training, to how to turn on a computer, how to turn on the printer, how to go around with the mouse and click the icons and stuff like that. And my dad was also somebody that already introduced me to a PC because he was IT tech at Northrop Aviation in Los Angeles, California at the time too. So I already kind of knew that. I was a little bit ahead of my classmates, but still, it's just so cool knowing that we had the bigger kids or the high school wanted to help our knowledge, our acumen to understand what these little things are called, these PCs and how they work in our lives. So it was just, I'll say for me, great time to learn that stuff and have fun. So I say shift gears a minute. We talk about it's at Full Sail University.
Yes.
At the arena there. And the arena has a nickname. What's the nickname? I forgot the nickname.
The Fortress.
The Fortress. I saw that as an esports coach my first year at Lakeland. And I'm like, of course. You got the name Full Sail University, which is a cool name already. And just knowing that some of the even collegiate competitions were been held at the Fortress over the past 5-6 years, if not longer. And if you know a little bit about it, Jaemi, let us know what's going on at the arena and what's going to be some of the things that the in-person fans can experience at the arena come Thursday.
Yeah, so one of the really exciting things about being able to do an esports in-person event is the walkouts. That's the thing I'm most excited about, It's when the kids, you announce the kid's name or the team's name and they walk out, wave, like it's so different than just on this computer or competing at home or at your teams with team v team kind of thing. There's a ability to be able to show who you are, not just stay behind a screen and show off what you do, what your skills are, who you are,
your
put a name to a face. Exactly.
Yes,
and I think that's just something that's unforgettable, for every single kid out there. I mean, you as a sports, you played in the NFL. So you remember that run out, when they say your name and you go out there and it's like all eyes on you. And we want to create those moments for these kids. And Full Sail and the Fortress is just an amazing opportunity for these players because they have the smoke, they have the lights, they have the no confetti though. We tried with the confetti, but
what happened with confetti?
It gets too messy.
Oh, gotcha.
Too messy, gets in the keyboards, all that kind of stuff. But maybe one day we'll go with confetti or glitter. But it's just an amazing moment that I think a lot of these players, no matter our older kids who are graduating high school this year, or even the younger kids that are just cracked out of their minds and made it, they'll be able to experience this and carry it with them for the rest of their lives and share their stories. So yeah, super cool to be able to see that.
All right, I got to bring one of my good friends into another commentator that knows his way around a microphone. My man Horseboat was cracking, and I'm gonna start with Horseboat since he's just coming in off the bench. I'm bringing you in. All right, Horseboat. Jaemi just mentioned they're gonna do the walkouts for these kids. What would be your walkout song, Horseboat? Let's keep it PG too.
Oh man. Probably it's getting hot in here. I don't know.
I can say that because I'm sitting at 29 days without AC in Houston, Texas right now.
Yeah,
so.
I was kind of.
You can't tell I'm sweating right now, so it's hot in here for sure. So there you go.
By Nelly.
I would do that.
By Nelly.
Or maybe something by Ludacris.
That's PG.
That's good. Yeah, you can. There's a clean version of that laying around.
I mean, all right. If we're gonna go completely PG, we're gonna go mainstream here. We're gonna go "This Is How We Do It" by Montel Jordan.
I like it. Now, Jaemi, gotta go with ladies next. Ladies
first.
There you go.
See, I am a big League of Legends fan.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
With esports.
Yeah.
So maybe Rise. That was my song of the year when the World song came out. So
Rise with
I love that one. Yeah.
Gotcha. Akido.
I'm gonna go heavy as the crown. She took Rise.
Yeah, Arcane. That was the intro to Arcane, right? That was awesome, right? Am I right?
I think season 2 they had it at the end.
Okay.
They had it there, but Linkin Park, but Rise is probably one of my favorite League of Legends songs. I like that one. So
Good choice.
I will have to go right off what I've done before because I had a couple walkouts in my career. I gotta do a G thing by Dr. Dre. I know it's not PG. Just the chorus. Just the chorus. That's what I would do for my walkout. Just the chorus with the beat and everything. That's all I would do. I didn't cut it after that. I'm trying to think if I have a PG one.
Well, the one I'm really worried about is all the players coming out and just hitting like 6-7 or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
that would
now,
be
I tell my
awesome.
coworkers every time that someone does that at the arena, guys, we got to do a push-up or something.
Oh my God, that's the that's like alpha, right?
Yeah,
Alphas.
it's the
that are
alpha kiddos right now.
They are
So.
all over that, and
Mhm.
sometimes I can't even get away from it because I'm a hands guy when I'm talking sometimes, so I get going like this, and they be like, I'm like,
or you'll say
stop
like,
it.
how many do you think it is? And you'll be like, oh, I made a mistake. I
Right.
made the
Okay,
worst
here we
mistake of
go.
my life.
Everybody's juggling now. I'm like, what is going on here? So how long is this how long you been with Valhalla Esports, Jamie? Tell me a little bit about yourself there. How long you been with them and what got you into the business of working with them, and where how excited are you about this event coming up?
Yeah, so I've been with Valhalla Esports and XP League for about 6 years now.
Wow,
Yeah, so it's been a
awesome.
long time, and I've been in esports for about 8 years now. So super excited to finally do an in-person event with the kiddos. I've done a lot of not kiddo events, more of the tournament ops without youth. So
Mhm.
other tournaments, but it's going to be really interesting to see the kiddos just work so hard and achieve what they've been trying to achieve for the past years.
Yeah.
It's really insane. One of the coaches actually reached out to me and said, hey, remember when you were a coach 6 years ago? He's actually one of the players on one of the team. And I
Oh
was
wow.
like, really? He's like, yeah, because I was talking in Discord for a tournament operations thing, and
Mhm.
the kid was like, is that Coach Jamie? And it was a reverse moment of I remember when you were 8 years old, and you would as a coach, each player comes in and has their difference in what they need to develop, and this player
Correct.
was very quiet, didn't want to communicate with their teammates, but was cracked out of their mind. So they would go in, not tell anyone, come back and be like, guys, I eliminated a team. And I'd be like, it's terrible. Guys, you can't just go in, But now supposedly his new coach told me that he won't stop talking. So I'm very
There you
excited to
go.
see this
That's
player's
awesome.
growth. And it's amazing to see where he is now because he was silver at the time, and now he's unreal. So
Oh wow.
crazy to see the growth and the improvement, but also the change in personality and gameplay style. So yeah.
Definitely. That's the confidence in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You as a coach, and then the coaches and teammates later on, giving that player that confidence to
Mhm.
play, to come out their shell, to be the person they was. I was that quiet kid too,
Mhm.
playing football, flag when I was a kid, and Pop Warner that first year when I was 8.
Mhm.
People thought I was mute. People thought I didn't have a tongue because I barely talked, but they knew I was a football player because I'll go out there and make football moves and tackles and everything. But they'd be like,
Mhm.
if they heard me talk, they'd be like, oh, that's your voice. I was just that. So I kind of get it because you're kind of comfortable, in your space. But for gamers, there's a lot out there that we got to make them, come out that space, because then the personality comes. And then, like you said, the gameplay for them getting better. And so let's stay in that area. Like you talked about the growth of esports. So how are you seeing and growth of youth esports? I'll say that. How are you seeing it from your point of view in the last 6 years? Like having that moment right there, what you talked about with that player. But what other things do you see out there that's coming down the line?
Yeah, I think the really exciting thing is a lot of people, people our ages now, they're having kids and all that kind of stuff. And we're gamers. So, of course,
Right.
our kids will be gamers. And there's no longer the needing to convince of what is gaming or what is esports. So, you come in and you already know what it's all about. And it's all about creating now that safe space for kids. It's not about convincing that video games are
Mhm.
good or anymore, or video
Right.
games has benefits. It's more about just now creating that safe space, that fun environment, but also that healthy environment for the players to be able to play in with people their age and with people that they can be comfortable with, because the internet's not always a safe place,
Yeah.
as we all know.
Yes, we do that. We know that.
Especially, yeah, and all of us, we watch kids a lot and we see them and we're just like, is that safe to do at their age? Like, I'm scared whenever like my little brother goes on Roblox sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if I want to make sure that his mic's off or something, just double
Ooh,
checking here. But,
yeah.
when they play with Valhalla, when they play with XP League, when they play with their high school esports or middle school esports team, they know that it's with players that are playing for the same reasons. I mean, it's not even just like in a safe environment, but for the same reason too. I think we've all been in those games before where we go in a team game and we have a thrower and we're just like, why am I here? I hate it here. Let me out of this.
Or you have somebody saying inappropriate things,
Exactly.
on the mic. So yeah, definitely. We have experienced that in all certain ways, stuff like that. So Horseboat raising his hand, yes, as well. So real quick, Horseboat, you got any questions for Jaemi here?
I mean, I guess we'll follow up what I see here. What are some helpful ways that you find work best with kids for coaching them? What would be the most effective?
Ooh, so the biggest thing is learning how to control emotions, I think. I think one of the biggest things for kiddos or at least young gamers is they don't know how to lose and win properly. They win too much, they get big egos. They lose too much, they start to give up or they start to get angry. So what it is learning how to handle those emotions is the biggest thing when it comes to young gamers, is understanding like, it's like real life. It's not just like, you can reset the button. I think that's what brings the esports aspect into it, why it makes it so healthy, because you're not just playing another Fortnite game. You're playing a Fortnite game and you don't have another life, like that's your score right there. So you got to make sure that it matters. You got to make sure that you're putting the effort in that you would do like in traditional sports. You go on the field for practice. You don't just throw the ball to throw the ball around. You actually come up with a game plan and try it out so that you can try it in the real, in the real games. So this is what it's all about, is coming up with those strategies and those game plans right there.
Gotcha. Thank you. And we got some in the chat questions here. We got somebody else at Kalen RL asking. He wants to know a little bit about the Rocket League format that's going to be going on this weekend. So let's dive into that, Jaemi, a little bit of how the competition is going to go for the Rocket League games going on.
Well, for one, I am super excited for the Rocket League competitions because we are graced, we are blessed, honestly, to be able to have one of the kiddos on one of the teams, and he was a national representative for the Olympic team for Rocket League for Croatia. So he's going to be showcasing his stuff for on the screen, and Rocket League is just such a amazing thing to watch because it's so easy to watch, because who doesn't know soccer? World Cup happening right now.
Exactly.
World Cup happening right now too. That's going to be insane to watch. But it's just, it's so fun to see that competition is going to be so neck and neck too, I believe too, because the skill gaps are not too big. But we're saying the usual formats of 3v3s, and then we're just going to go through the bracket and play it out, and whoever makes it to the end wins.
All right. You ever get a little bit of Rocket League in, Jaemi?
That's the one game that I refuse. I'm a mouse and keyboard person. So mouse and keyboard is my kind of thing. And Rocket League is not mouse and keyboard friendly, unfortunately. So
okay. Yeah, that's true. I've seen the gameplay where, mouse and keyboard trying to do that game is a little different. Getting that controller, if it's Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, or I say Switch controllers that's shaped like an Xbox controller or PlayStation controller, those make it obviously a lot easier. That's the only way I found the way. I tried it on PC with mouse, and trust me, I was like, I think I'm gonna go back to controller here. So we're talking about, with esports and next area, hitting the community aspect, building community through gaming. So what's the plan? Not just the plan, but starting with this, where things are going to go after this first event here at Full Sail.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about building a community, as someone who is a community specialist, like that's my specialty, it's all about making sure that everyone feels like they're a part of it. That's the biggest thing. Is like, you can just go ahead and say like, oh, go follow this. Oh, go do this, but if they don't feel like they're actually in it and the reason that they're doing it actually matters, then they're not going to feel like they want to continue to do it or want to be a part of it. So by making sure that the players do get highlighted, we want to make sure that we get every kiddo's picture, the professional picture that they get. We hired a really high, skilled photographer to make sure they get all the pictures of the players so they can use that and put that on their portfolios for the rest of their lives. Same thing with making sure that they get the stream so you can watch back those clips. I used to have a team team, and they used to watch their stream so much that they could word for word say what the casters were saying. When you're like 13, 14 years old, that's like your moment in life.
Yes,
and you're going to
indeed.
replay that moment as much as possible. So creating those moments, creating that community, and heading to what's next though. This event's going to be big. We only can make it bigger, right? So we can only hype it up more from there. Really, the sky's the limit with Valhallans and XP League and ESC's trajectory, because it's something that we feel like that needs to exist out there. For example, when it comes to soccer, if you're interested in soccer, what do you do as a young age? You usually just kick the ball around with your friends. You join a team. And then from there, you go to a high school team. And after the high school team, you go to a college team, But nowadays, when it comes to gaming, it's just, oh, I like to play games. And then what,
Then what, right. For the certain ages that are basically like age 8 on to about, I say age 8 to about 14, somewhere in there. Because once you're 14, you're in high school. So then you can maybe jump on the high school esports team. So yeah. So now filling that gap for the middle schoolers and the elementary kids that are, some are sitting there with their older brothers or their parents, playing video games and getting the knowledge. Like my niece, like one of my nieces was 8 years old, where she was headshotting me on Overwatch with a Widow. And I was just like, bro, I want to get her on a team in like 5-6 years, because she's a beast right now, So it just was like, wow, where it could go if it had something like this going on, where if she could jump in that, at that time. So Akado, he has a question for you here, Jamie.
Oh yeah, it was just Kylan posted. I saw that the arena was urban central for all Rocket games. Is there any reason as to why they picked that arena out of all the other ones?
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually don't know too much of why that arena was chosen, so that'll have to be in the chat. So you can go ahead and head to our Discord, ask that question over there, and make sure that the other tournament operators are able to answer your question.
All right, and you can drop the Discord in the private here, and then we get it up on the stream.
Yeah,
as well
we can get that.
For everybody.
The other thing
if it's joinable, it's joinable for everybody, or just
it's joinable for everyone.
Okay,
yes.
Before I run my mouth.
No, you're fine.
I gotta check with Jamie first. So sometimes I go off the handle.
Yeah, the really cool thing is that we do our qualifiers every single month for ESC, leading up to it, and anyone can join as long as you're under the age of 18, and you have a team. So that's the beauty of it. So that's why we allow anyone really who is interested in esports, who wants to even participate. And it's really cool, even if you're we get teams that are like, oh, we're like golds, I don't know if we'll make it, but they have a fun time, they learn from it, and they grow from it, and then eventually they get better. So that's the really cool thing about it. Let me go ahead and grab that invite for you all here.
Thank you. And
Marvel Rivals is relatively new to the scene, so I'm kind of cool that you guys jumped on that one. That's my personal game of choice. I fell off the Overwatch bandwagon a while back ago, and I'm still trash at Rocket League. But it's hard getting all my friends to jump on Marvel Rivals, so I think it's really cool that you guys are incorporating that. I've seen a couple different esports teams when I've been touring, playing Marvel Rivals, so it seems like it's getting more of a stance in the esports space, which is neat.
Yeah, I definitely think having Marvel Rivals was a really good injection to like what the esports world kind of needed, because it's really scary to jump into League of Legends or Overwatch or even Valorant, because there's so many characters, and it's a little bit like, oh my gosh, that one, like something just exploded over there. Oh my gosh, I'm like frozen for like a million years. What do I do now, kind of thing. And you don't know what's going on because all the characters have different abilities. So that's why for younger players, I think games like Fortnite, like the Battle Royale games, are so much more popular because it's an easy kind of start point. With Marvel Rivals, everyone knows the Marvel characters. Like everyone knows Spider-Man. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is. So when you go into the game, if you see webs like flinging around, it's kind of like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. You kind of expect it. So I think that was really helpful in like getting people to play more video games, or at least like younger kids to play different types of video games outside of Fortnite, because let's get on some other games, guys. Fortnite. I like Fortnite.
Roblox, man.
Spider-Man is a headache trying to slow him down.
Yes.
he's web slinging all over the place. So real quick reset here. So we're on a Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge special, episode 304, road to Orlando for the Esports Series Championship. The Youth Esports Championship is going on this weekend, starting Thursday in Orlando, Florida, at Full Sail University. The Fortress is going down. I'm gonna be there. Jamie's gonna be there. Unfortunately, my man Akado and Horseboat won't be there, but maybe next year. You know,
I gotta work.
Yeah, there you go. So real quick in the chat, just a refresh on the games of competition, Jamie, real quick for the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So what we'll have is Fortnite and Apex Legends. I know Apex Legends. You don't really hear that one too often anymore. And then we have Minecraft Bed Wars. And then we also have our Team v Team games. So those are going to be Rocket League, Marvel Rivals, Valorant, and I think Overwatch. Overwatch,
no,
yes.
Gotcha there. All right. And so you kind of hit on this a little bit, Jamie, when you were talking about Valhalla Esports. So how is Valhalla Esports, how are they going to continue to create the opportunities for youth esports coming in the future?
Yeah, so Valhalla Esports and XP League, we plan to make sure that we open the doors for kids to come in and better their skills. You know, we've seen players that come in, especially for our Southeast. So your friends, you know Morris, right?
Yes.
So his location,
Morris, the guy.
I found out one of his players just a year ago was, I believe, silver when he first started, and through practice and proper practice.
Yep.
He was able now to be ascendant in Valorant, which is insane in my opinion. Like, that is a big gap. And I think the reasoning behind it is that it's like when baseball first started, is everyone kind of makes the rules up themselves. There's no proper way to do it, or no one's properly teaching you how to hit the ball properly or how to throw the ball properly in order to, like, you know, get the best plays. But in this case, you know, with the training arenas all around the nation, players can find the arena nearest to them and just join in and learn how to play the tricks that the coaches have already learned and kind of speed way through it. Because, you know, for example, in Valorant, there's things called lineups, and lineups, to find a lineup, it takes hours, even days sometimes, to make sure that, like, it lands properly in the right place. If you play Valorant, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I played a little bit of Valorant.
When the coach comes in, it tells you, like, oh, you just aim for this cloud at the very tip, at the pixel right over there, and use this much power. You learn that in like 5 seconds, and it just saves you time that allows you to create your own ways of playing and develop your skills. So I think that's one of the amazing things about being able to be on a team and be with a coach that knows what they're doing and teach you the ropes.
Yeah. Because I remember in some of the casual play I was been in, a friend of mine, old friend, Notorious Afro Akado, she used to, I think on one map, she could pinpoint where she threw a grenade at a certain mark in the sky that it would land right in the respawn area of the opposing team. I was just like, what are you doing? Why you keep looking up at the sky? And she said, oh yeah, I lined it up where it gets the hit grenade or hit scan or something. I was like, oh, well, keep doing it because it's pretty cool. So got a question here from Kaylin, another question from Kaylin here. How similar is a NFA or NAF to ESC?
Yeah, so the North American Finals was the XP League Finals in person that's been happening every single year. So the difference to that, to ESC, is it's kind of like the predecessor. That's what it was before. Now it's ESC because we're adding more teams. We want to open the gates to make sure that the best of the best are able to play against each other. Because, you know, when you play in a little bubble, it's like you're not really playing at the best of the best, and it's not feeling as good because, you know, like, it's like, oh yeah, I played a bunch of plat players. What does that really tell you? You know, it's like, oh great, you're the best on the plats, but what after that? So by opening up the gameplay and the game floor to multiple high schools, to middle schools, to Valhallans, to other LAN centers, to the XP leagues also, we can really now see all the talent out there and be like, yes, if you win, or if you even place high, even if you make it, you're like, you know, that's already amazing in itself.
Right. So do you have I say great answer so far, Jamie. You got any Q&A for us or for me? Because I'll be there with you.
Yes, for sure.
Thursday.
What made you so passionate about esports?
Well, I kind of told it already. It was me and my dad. The moment he brought the Apple II PC home to repair it from his job. It kind of that was the hook. So it hooked me, and then I was pretty much in from that because he had actually on the PC. And knowing him, he probably did it on purpose because he knew I was already playing. We already had a ColecoVision at the house and Nintendo first generation, NES system. And so he had Oregon Trail and Carmen Sandiego on the PC that he repaired. So that right there was like, here we go, I'm in. And then after that, it just was my childhood of between Legend of Zelda, Super Mario 1, and Tecmo Bowl, Double Dribble, and then every console coming out every year. Next couple years after that, probably 1990, 1988 or 1989, Sega Genesis comes out. I'm first generation Madden player here. So Madden comes out with John Madden football, Sega came out, and then so on and so forth. So as I was growing up in sports, in high school, in life, I had the console right with me, and lessons were learned. I remember that first Nintendo system, I ended up giving it away to one of my nephews. And so I learned from that because he didn't take care of it like I did. He let my two nieces, his sisters, destroy the controllers and the wire that plugged into the NES. All that. I came over one day to play, Tecmo Bowl or something, and I'm like, "Where are the controllers?" Oh, G and Natalia destroyed them, and I'm like, "Bro, you're not supposed to let your 2 and 3-year-old sister touch
Don't let them touch
anything.
it. Don't
Don't let them touch it. No." And so that's where I learned I'm gonna keep everything I buy from this point on in life, if it has to do with playing video games. And it just became that thing as I grew older. Like I'll say this, between college and the NFL, that became my escape because like after a tough loss, right? I would jump into GTA or I'll jump into God of War or Hitman, or let me think, another fun RPG I like to play, Gears of War. Any of those games would just take me to another place, and I just have fun with it, get away. Then I'm like, all right, back to the real world. I got to go to practice in the morning, watch film, at the stadium of this loss where we got beat up by the Bears or the Colts or something like that. So it was my getaway, and it was my fun getaway. So it's like, it was that little beach in my head that I could jump in and go get out of and disconnect for a couple hours. Twitch wasn't around then. I wish it was early in my career, because I would, like I'm on Twitch now, I would have been on it every day, trying to do every day. But like, wait a minute, bro, you got to really study your playbook. If not, you're not going to be a starter for much longer, because you that's taking time away. So that's where it came from. It just was another way, and then I'm a big, between nerd and geek, and I watch anime. I'm a comic book collector. I mean, if you look behind me, between the Batman right here, and I got Lego sets over here. You can't see Lego sets over there, and down below, I just put together a One Piece.
I love One Piece.
Yeah, I just put together a One Piece, one of the saloons that's in the live action series.
Oh, that's
Netflix.
amazing.
So I just put that together. So like I've been a Lego kid, like everything that people don't figure about a former NFL athlete, or even when I was playing at that time. I'm a big dork. I'm a big geek. This is all the stuff I do. My kids, I got them into Lego, building. I got now I'm doing that with my granddaughter. I'm playing Mario Kart and Princess Peach with her. I'm introducing her to the controller, and soon she wants to. She told me last summer when she was 5, my heart just melted. She's like, Paul, I want to be a YouTuber just like you. And I'm like, oh, what more can I say to you? Stop. Yeah. This is awesome. So I'm doing my job there, but it's just been around me. And I wanted to do what you wanted to do, right? I wanted to make sure these kids in the gaming space had a safe environment to kind of express themselves and have fun, play video games with their friends online or in person, and just have that true to the life experience, because then we could pass the baton to them when they get older, when they be, like you said, you met a kid that you had coached, and then boom, full circle, they're interacting with you as a coach. Those moments are the moments like that is why I'm here and why you're here, of course. So anything, guys, you want to add to that before we
I
jump?
had a real question, actually, really
Oh,
quickly.
yeah.
So, what advice would you give to young players who are preparing to compete in the national stage for the first time? So,
Ooh,
you're someone who's competed so much in your life,
yes,
and
yes,
what advice would you give to them? Because they're probably so nervous because they've never
yes,
played in front of an audience on this
yeah,
stage before.
yeah. I would say how to deal with that is one thing you got to do is definitely it's almost like a training session too, because you got to train your if you never played in an environment where it's going to be fans and cheering and screaming and cut to commercial and you're coming up after this break type of things, you got to be mentally ready for that. And so just I say up until the event. So if you could, obviously, I'm pretty sure we're already at the event. It's in 3 days. So, but in future reference, I say prepare for where you play with friends that are the loud ones, talk a lot and all that. That could physically, mentally get you ready. So play with music playing and stuff like that, where it's blaring in the black background. Because then once you get in the real thing, it won't shake you, it won't rattle you, because that was the biggest thing I learned how to do in the NFL was to rattle out the crowd noise.
Mm.
I could knock it out and it'd be all I hear is my teammates' voices talking to me. And so I got good at that. By the time I got to the NFL at the University of Nebraska, it started because I had so many things running through my brain. Like, oh my God, I got to know this play. I got to hold on to the ball. I got to try not to fumble. I got to, not make sure I don't miss the blitz pickup and all this. So I'm like, okay, I calm myself by saying 2 words: don't think, don't think, don't think, don't. So I was repeat don't think 1,000 times before the ball was snapped. And I'll tell myself, don't think, don't think. And then when the ball snapped, I'm like, react. I would say react, don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think, react. And then get the ball, react. Just be natural, organic movement because football is a physical sport. But I feel you could do the same thing in video games where you calm yourself because it's the nervous anxiety. Your radar is out, and that's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be anxious. That's your body telling you you're ready to play. You're ready to do something that you're so excited about that you're maybe overthinking a little bit, which is fine too. But to calm yourself so you could be that Valorant player that is one heck of a sniper, or that Call of Duty or that Rocket League player that knows how to do a really bad, really bad, like bad, good aerial attack to score the goal. We want that player to happen, but make sure you prepare to be in those loud environments or put some headsets on if you're not ready for it, to get you in that space to where you're calm, cool, and collective, and you're that player that you've been practicing to be the whole time. So I think that was a little longer, but that's how I would do it. And I have done it with my players at the college level. I've coached them up on doing those things pre-game and get used to it, so then they don't psych themselves out before the game starts.
Yeah, actually, at I know for the XP leagues and the Valhallans, we do these things called healthy habits, and one of the habits is doing that like mistake ritual or like calming nerves. So that's a really nice thing to recommend, and you did that on the field, and that relates completely to esports too. Because they'll be nervous, and there'll be those moments where you need to clutch really quickly because you're down 3, and it's just you and the other guy against like 5. And you gotta just, lock in or, not be so nervous or don't overheat, all those kind of things there.
Exactly.
But yeah, if you're listening to this and you're one of the teams right now currently or a coach, remind your teammates, go over dealing with nerves. Like shake it out before you go on stage.
Yeah,
or,
literally. Just have them shake it out. Just say, hey, get up out your chair and do this, because then it gets them loose. Because I remember one of my teammates, and I don't know if you're into football, but I know these 2 guys would know, my quarterback, Brett Favre. He was a guy. What he would do in the room, he would start playing practical jokes on people. So he would have a fart machine. He would pour Gatorade down your back. He would do something funny because he's like, man, he's like, I can't play football if everybody's tight. Is everybody so tight where they're not way ready to have fun because they're playing the sport that we played since we were kids? He said, we're going to play bad because we're too tense. So relax, have some fun. I'm gonna pour some Gatorade down your back, and you ain't gonna like it, but you can't beat me up because I'm the quarterback, So just stuff like that he would do that made him one of the greatest, right? And so when I first experienced that, where he poured the Gatorade down my back during practice, I was just like, oh, and then I was just like, I look back at him laughing, and I'm like, oh, I like this dude. Okay, he could cut the tension with a knife, right, by doing that type of stuff. So I would that was something for me that was
Yeah.
like huge. It
Yeah.
got me. I understood it and could process what he was trying to do, and to hear that come out
Yeah.
his mouth, I was like, yeah, that's why he's one of the greatest.
Yeah,
So.
I laughed so hard because it's actually something one of the coaches was telling me that they did because they were down. They like, I think they were like 10-2 in a Valorant game, and then his players were like so down. So he pulled a timeout, and then he was like, "Everyone, say like uwu in the chat right now," kind of thing, like in like, just like with his players, And like they all started laughing and cracking because he said it in the most serious voice ever, and I'm over here listening and watching all this happening, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I witnessing? And then they brought it back because they just like loosened up. They like, like just like got out of that mindset right there. And I think that's what's so powerful of like these techniques that are used in the traditional sports that can be used in the esports and are super cool to hear about. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, man. Akido and Horseboat, I saw y'all kind of reacting to some of my conversation and Jamie's as well. Anything y'all want to add to it? Horseboat first. We'll go Horseboat.
I mean, music is, anything that I've done in any type of sense, I try to vibe before I get ready to go. And I always thought, especially when I played football, music was something that got me going. Not to the point where I'm coming out with a big giant boom box and going nuts with a big chain.
Yeah, I've seen that some teams do that.
A little Debo action, but definitely music. I mean, it's something you gotta vibe with your crew. You gotta feel out, how your day is going to be. I mean, I've played in many tournaments where we go out there feeling high like that and we go out and rip it. So, yeah, music is definitely a thing. It's important for me. It's a necessity that I need to have.
Gotcha. Thanks for sharing, buddy. Akido?
I'm usually uptight 24/7. There's no, I mean, I like music and stuff, but then when I turn off my headphones, I'm just kind of like, and we're back. So my thing that I usually do whenever we're playing games or wherever we do the pros versus Joes, I just go for it. I'm like, whatever I came in, even for photo shoots, whatever it is, I'm here now. This is it. I'm not walking back out. That was a really sick walkout. I'm here. I'm gonna sit down and just run it like I do with the boys every other day of the week. We're gonna run our plays. We're just gonna do the best we can.
Yep.
And the way that I look at it, the other team's probably more nervous than me. So if I can just go ahead and keep my cool and play on that, all right, well, so be it. Best man comes out.
Gotcha.
And it is.
And Akido is playing a little under the table there. He's a pretty darn good FPS player. So any Marvel Rivals, Call of Duty, he's been our clutch guy in some games there. And I said I've been the clutch guy maybe once or twice in Halo. Halo's one of my favorite shooters that I've played.
Twice. He's modest. He's being modest.
Look at when we were playing with Ninjas, bro. Bearded Blevins.
Oh, Bearded Blevins.
You know how nervous I was?
Yes.
When we started it.
Jamie,
go ahead, tell the story.
I've been knowing this guy for 2 to 3 years, if not longer. And I saw him when Jonathan Blevins, Ninja's older brother, younger brother, somewhere in there. Older brother joined we joined his stream to play Fortnite. And I swear this dude, it was like a deer in headlights. He was talking and he was bumbling over words. I was like, you okay? I said, we're just playing Fortnite. What's the problem? No, they doing this. They moving so fast. And I'm like, bro, you're just as good. Let's go. You could do it. You understand this game. You are our guy that we usually follow behind and tell us what areas to go and avoid. Don't go over there. They're third party over there. Don't do that. I'm like, so we listen to you. So what's going on? He's like, Ahman, I never played with somebody like Bearded Blevins. I'm like, what, a celebrity?
They're thirsty for blood.
Yeah, it was fun.
So thirsty. It's like you got movement, like whatever else. I'm usually the kind of guy who likes to stay back. Let's not engage. Let's snipe. Let's go ahead and like stay edge of circle. Let's not rush into push. They're chasing people.
Yeah, they were
halfway across
aggressive.
the map. They said, Akido, he's in storm. You got that one? I'm like, yeah. yeah, I got him. So I'm like going into the storm. This person's running for their life. I'm just thinking, I'm sorry, bro. It's either me or you. And there's like 1,000 people watching me on Twitch right now. And like, if I don't provide support, I'm trash. I already know I'm trash. But I'm like, these guys do this all the time. There's different play styles.
They did do it a lot. I mean,
and it's like, if you can't keep up, like it was one of those things where he's like, I'm going. And then she was like, Headshot Chick was like, I'm with
Headshot
you.
Chick, that was her name. Headshot
I'm like,
Chick.
all right, bet we're going. There was no.
It was.
Hey team, do you think we should do this?
No, it was no consultation. It was no meeting. It was basically
either you're with me or you're dead.
And I told Akido, I said, Akido, look, this is Bearded Blevin, so he plays a lot of pro tournaments, and so them pro tournaments, it's a certain way about it. They already know where they're going, and you got to have confidence in your call out. You got to be confident about the decision you make to go make a move, because win or lose, they're losing out money. So they're going to look at you like you better be in or we're going to replace you, basically, at the pro level. It's aggressive at the pro level. So, but that's something also you could, with something like this for little leaguers, for kids that age, they get used to that now. So then that nervousness, that anxiousness, or just those moments that potentially may pop up, they're already physically and mentally ready for them. And so that's what the ESC for me is going to build out. So I don't know how much more time you got, Jamie. You let me know, because we could kind of go on for forever here. But
I'm also a yapper. That's why the team sent me instead. They're like, "Who do we send?"
Right.
And they're like,
"We could talk.
Go. You can talk for days."
Right. We could do that. So but I don't want to hold you long. And so I just want to give my chance for Horspo to add anything, Akido, and then we'll finish it off with you, Jamie. Anything you want to add? Anything you guys want to add before Jamie jumps on to close out this conversation?
I guess I have an interesting story to share for getting my butt kicked by what would be a little leaguer back in the day. It was like, I think it was like Madden 2011 or 2012. Shortly after, the Packers won the championship, everybody was doing tournaments and things. And so I signed up for this one. It was at like some video rental place. There was a ton of kids, ton of adults. And so they had like an adults bracket and a kids bracket. Well, I smashed through the adult bracket and I got to the end and I got to this one kid. And of course, we both took the Packers. And at that time, the Packers had 5 great wide receivers and only 3 great corners. So the kid just basically spread me out 5 wide and just scored on me every possession, to the point where I just got upset and I just walked out. I had no shot. The kid was so good. And it just took me right out.
Gotcha. Tough one there, and it's still a learning experience, unfortunately.
It goes with the learning curve. Those kids are good. I mean, I think a lot of these kids now, they're cracked. I mean, my kid plays Fortnite probably not even as a quarter as much as these other pros do, but he kicks everybody's butt when we duo up. So they're good.
Gotcha. Akido, anything you want to add?
I mean, I think this is a really cool opportunity. I'm jealous.
Me too. I know I'm jealous.
I saw the website.
I don't get jealous. I am so jealous if this is around now. I'm like, oh man.
They got a ring and everything, and this is on the website too. Like we posted the website and chat a couple times. I don't know.
Yeah, they got championship rings going on.
They got championship rings for Marvel Rivals. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait a minute. How can I get in, man? Let me get that ring off them 8-year-olds right quick. Like,
I gotta look into this. I don't think I looked into it.
Like, hold up.
2027, they're gonna have the Seahawks version with it popping out in a pendant.
They're cooked. I want the ring.
Oh man,
we're gonna see Akido go on stage instead of the kids and just be like, "Mine, guys."
Let's go. If we had the walkout song,
comes out.
Dude, I'm like, move over, kid. Like, let's go. Like, these hands are ready to eat forever. When I keep telling them. Like,
wow!
Did you not see that ring, Ahman?
I'm looking at him now.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm saying. We could get in the mix. Let's go get it.
I don't think I ever showed this on screen. Here is my Madden championship ring from COVID year. So here it is right here.
Damn.
Oh. Yep. He's got that. He had that on standby.
He had that ready.
He was ready
to flex too.
13-0 that year. 13-0 in Madden. So that is very cool. And these kids are this is going to just put them on that next level of, I know for me, like I know if I was 13-year-old Ahman right now about to roll up on some Rocket League or some Fortnite team, and I get this, we get it and we win, like my whole path of getting, like, creating a role or a goal to get where I want to be, it's going to be just like it was in football. You can't tell me I'm not going to be the next Fortnite pro or Rocket League pro. Because I had a teacher, Jamie, I had a teacher in the 4th grade told me that I couldn't be an NFL player and a baseball player because she said it was too hard. And so after I blacked out and woke up in the principal's office, because I know I said something I wasn't supposed to her, I used that as momentum, from the age, I was 10 years old in the 4th grade and knew I could play in the NFL. I knew I could play in Major League Baseball. And so now it's like, if you told me I couldn't, I was going to prove you wrong. It wasn't out of spite. It's just because I believed in myself and my parents supported me. And I think that's another part of this too, the parents supporting the kids, because the stigma was years ago. Not that long ago about gaming and all that. So I'm happy that these kids' parents are giving them the opportunity to express themselves in this way, because it's all a form of expression. It was my mom and dad way of giving me the opportunity to go out in that football field, go on that baseball diamond and play and have fun with my friends, learn from my coaches, and then grow. So this right here, this ring right here, oh my God, it would have put me on cloud 9, 10, 11. Said, I can't wait. I can't wait to get to high school, and then I could go to college for this too. Oh man. So
really
good job on the rings here.
Thank you. It was, I believe, Morris's idea. So
there you go. Oh,
highlights to Morris, because I think he just knows like what people want, and I think it's something that the kids can really look forward to. And like the story, how you say that it's something that the kids like, not every kid finds what they want to do in life sometimes, like school is tough sometimes and sports isn't for everyone, but maybe they're really good at gaming. And for a lot of these kids, they play games every day. Mom, dad are just like, why are you still gaming? Like, what's the point? Why do you keep doing that? Do your homework, go outside and play. But then they make it to ESC and they're like, wow, I'm being flown out to I'm flying out to Florida to compete for these rings. And I've interviewed a few of these players already, and they're just like, I'm just proud that like I can tell my parents that I did something. And I'm like, that's that story right there. So I'm really excited to see that you'll be roaming around the ESC's arena and roaming around the fortress, interviewing these players, getting their stories out there, because each story is amazing in itself. Like, no matter like if it's the story behind their username, if it's the story behind like how they got here.
I love that. That's my favorite question to ask.
That's my favorite question to ask too. It's so fun hearing the story behind like the player's IGN, but really excited for you to meet all the players at ESC and just being able to get to know the families, getting to know the players, and really just, highlighting it and documenting it for everyone. So thank you.
You're welcome. So for me, my take here, one of the things that I love most about this event, the esports that's going on in the world today, is seeing young competitors, like we just mentioned, develop the confidence, the communication skills, and then teamwork aspect of it. That part, I've seen it in so many different ways. And when you see it come together, and it's young people doing it, younger people than us, and there's a lot of young than me because I'm 49 years old. I'm seasoned. So there you go. So events like this, esports series championship, provide, I say, the biggest opportunities that can impact students from years to come. And so thank you. I can't wait to meet you in person, to be teammates in the microphones and handing out the rings and all that fun stuff. And like I said, on my list for next year, have these guys there with us.
Yeah.
Because they know how to, Akado's really a fantastic photographer and then horse boat. You thought I was a good commentator. This dude is one of those guys. He's done F1 racing. He's done what else? I know shooter games, sports games,
sports games, League of Legends stuff, all of that. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and bringing this, having me there, I get it. Why, right? Because these kids are kids, and they don't know that they're there to compete. But to have someone on my level gives it street credit, and that's what Morris said to me the entire time. And that's the part for me. Like these guys know me very well. I'm like very humble and don't really like talk about myself a whole lot, but I get it why I'm there, and I'm super. If I could bring that to this event, I'm gonna come every year, and it's gonna be every year. So I can't wait. I'm gonna eventually get a chair there at the Fortress with my name and everything on it. To be like,
Oh
okay,
my gosh.
that's Mr. Green's chair. Don't touch it. He'll be back next year. You know, that's all I want in the building there for me and what's going on for this esports champion or esports youth championship. I mean, for me, this is now here's a full last story of the night. When I was 14 years old, I had just moved back to Nebraska. I was born there, but raised in Los Angeles. My last year playing Pop Warner football was with the North Omaha Boys Club Bears. So real quick, we won our city championship, went 12-1. And then we got asked, my coach found out that we could go down to Daytona Beach, Florida, so not far from Orlando, to play in the youth championships for Pop Warner football. So my team and I and my coaches went down there. The first game we played was a team from Missouri. We beat them up pretty bad. We beat them like 45 or 52-0 or something like that. And then we played this team from New Jersey. And when I say I found out real quick the difference between having the passion to play and then just being out there for what the helmet looks like or whatever, I found out because this team across the way, none of their jerseys matched, none of their face masks matched, and some of the helmets were different colors. And I think their color scheme was blue and white. I'm not sure to this day. But long story short of it, they gave us one hell of a game. We only beat them by 3 points. I think 20-17 or something like that. And so that was my second championship in Little League sports, but in Daytona Beach, Florida, not far from Orlando. So this is full circle for me, being in Orlando, to go down there and be a commentator for Little League esports championships. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, this is crazy. This is awesome. I'm ready to have some fun. I'm going to bring my granddaughter with me so I can just bathe her in all things video games. So she's going to definitely have some video games in the next 10 years when she's 16 years old. She's 6 now. So when she's 16, I'm going to be like ready to watch her do something, either physical, traditional sports or in the esports space. So that's another fun thing for me coming up for this trip. So thank you.
Of course, maybe you guys can play some Minecraft Bed Wars together because
there we go.
Minecraft already.
He's a beast on Roblox right now. Like, he is all over this game, and she makes up these scenarios of having a job, going to work, and I'm like, you already doing that on the game? You got to do that in real life. Like eventually, when you get an adult, she's like, I know, because my mommy works. I'm like, yeah, my daughter, like there you go. So it's just so crazy how video games has been a great part of my life and fun, but now I get to share it and with you guys down in Orlando and have a good time to spread it with these kids. And so if everyone, again, head over to the website in the chat here is nationals.gg. You can find more information about the event that's going on this week, starting Thursday, June 25th, going to June 28th in Orlando, Florida at Full Sail University. Myself and Miss Jaemi down there in the diagonal corner for me, we will be there. Akido and Horseboat, we'll see you guys next year for sure. We will work on that. I think that could be something very impactful as well. It's just as well as his first year down there. So shout out to Morris Jackson, one of the organizers that brought me in to Valhalla Esports, and a shout out to Valhalla Esports and XP League as well. That's all a part of the managing, the directing, building out the format for the tournaments and everything that's going to transpire this weekend in Orlando, Florida. So on that note, I'm super excited about this and can't wait for it to go down. And man, it's going to be a blast. So Jaemi, I say get your popcorn ready because it's going to be some fun down in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to have a good time. And I don't know, does commentators get a walkout dance? I'll
ask Morris if we can get you a walkout. I'd want to walk out.
Right. So we'll find that out. We'll make up the decision by the time the first game gets started off. So give us day one real quick, and then we'll jump off here, Jaemi.
Yeah, day 1, Fortnite, Apex, super fun. Day 1, day 2 continued on with some Minecraft Bed Wars sprinkled in. Afterwards, we'll see some team-to-team games, so we're gonna start those going off. So those will be Rocket League, Valorant, Marvel Rivals, and Overwatch. And then afterwards, we'll do the finals for all of them. So that's gonna be the big day where the rings will be seen. That's when we're gonna get the big walkouts, all that kind of stuff there. So extremely fun. So make sure you follow ESC on all our socials. If you want to see what's happening in Orlando this weekend.
Yes, indeed. That'll be fun. And also I'll be posting up some stuff on social media as well. And this VOD right here is it's going to be ending up on YouTube with the full description, and also on Twitch. Follow, subscribe here on Ahman Green TV, and X on Ahman Green 30 and Ahman Green Gamer AG_Gamers Lounge, and on LinkedIn just Ahman Green there. And I stream daily as well, so we'll be getting back on stream. I had 29 days of no AC, so I got my capture card back, and I might fight off the sauna here. So on that note, thank you for everyone joining in this stream today and getting ready for the ESC that's happening in Orlando, Florida. See you all there. I can't wait. Jamie, can't wait to see you guys. Thanks for jumping in. It was a last minute thing. Y'all are our full teammates as usual, doing your job. They're supporting there. So I appreciate y'all very much. And see you guys on Thursday. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you later. See you later.